especially with the call. Like, he almost made the call and then did the call, called the play, boom. TJ Hawkinson, corner of the end zone, gets his first touchdown as a Minnesota Viking here at US Bank Stadium. So that was super cool for all of us. 33-26. The Vikings get the win. You know what? Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
The Golden Gopher football team tackles Wisconsin in Madison Saturday on the radio home of Gopher football. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
Touchdown, untouched!
All right, Vikings fans, purchase any fully guaranteed gasoline at Quick Trip with your Quick Rewards card and enter the Vikings opening drive contest. You could win free fuel and a new Ford F-150 from the Northland Ford dealers. No purchase necessary. See your local Quick Trip for details. If you missed it earlier today, 3 games on the card for Thanksgiving. A nail-biter in Detroit. It was all tied up, 25-25, just 23 seconds in the fourth quarter, and Josh Allen hits Diggs with just absolute laser, 36 yards. That sets up the game-winning field goal. The Bills won 28-25. Back down we go to the locker room. It's Tatum Everett with Shelley.
Thanks, guys. Back down here in the Vikings locker room alongside Duke Shelley, and it's a name that you've come to know these past couple of weeks because they've needed you to step up as a corner after the room has suffered a bunch of injuries. Knowing that it's up to you to step up, what was it like today?
It was a great opportunity. I feel like preparing all week, just be ready for the moment. For the most part, I feel like it was good. It was good for me.
How has it been adjusting to a new room, a new defense, and being in the room alongside guys like Patrick Peterson?
Oh, man, it's amazing because, you being in my situation, being waived, not knowing where you would end up, and then I get a call from here, and once I walk into the room, I'm with 2 future Hall of Famers, with Harry and Pat P, and, you grow up as a DB, you grow up watching Pat P, he's the standard, so being able to be in the room with him was just next to none, and I try to learn from him as much as I can and soak in all the knowledge that he give me and see how he see the game, try to see the game with him because, proof is in the pudding how long he's been doing it and how successful he's been. So, you just lean on those guys to lead you and point you in that right direction and you just soak it all up.
It felt like you guys were switching sides of the field, too, which is something different. How did that work tonight?
Oh, it was good. We just wanted to give him a couple of different looks in different formations, different situations, and it was good for us. It ended up working out a lot, knowing what they want to do in certain situations and certain formations. So it worked out good for us.
It was difficult to get the pressure on the Patriots front, I guess, up until about the fourth quarter. How are you guys able to contain the bend, don't break attitude with that being the case?
Yeah, it was great. As a defense, we always say we just got to defend the blade of grass. So that's kind of our motto. If they get down there, we got to hold them, and make them kick 3 instead of scoring 7. That's kind of the mentality for this defense, and it's been holding up good.
9-2. It was a tough loss on Sunday. How were you guys able to bounce back today and really come out strong?
Oh man, it was a great opportunity for us because being hit in our mouth like we was Sunday, we got a good turnaround in 4 days. So, just trying to get that bad taste out your mouth and come out here and play like level we know we're supposed to because last week wasn't us, and we know that. So we were just trying to put it on today, and we did a good job of that, coming out with a dub.
I love that you said last week because as for me, I also feel like it was last week when it was really only 4 days ago.
That's very true. That's very true.
Thanks, Duke. Appreciate your time. Congratulations. Back up to you guys.
All right, Tatum, thank you so much. Tatum Everett from the VEN with Duke Shelley there in the locker room after a full day of football. As I mentioned, the Bills now are 8-3. They win 28-25 in Detroit, and in, of course, Dallas, they get the win 28-20. They also are 8-3. And the Minnesota Vikings are 9-2 after a 33-26 victory. 5326 800-320-5326, or use that talk back feature on the iHeartRadio app. Fan Line is coming up next with Nordo and Ron Johnson right here on the Minnesota Vikings Radio Network, driven by Polaris.
Hey, Minnesota fans, it's Paul Allen. Know what the legendary Purple People Eaters and TimberTech Decking have in common? A dominating defense. TimberTech has the durability to hold up against Minnesota weather for decades. Not only will it not rot, warp, or splinter like conventional wood, but it looks more like real wood than any other composite brand. And with up to a 50-year warranty, you're protected season after season. Order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the boards for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
You're listening to Vikings football.
Nothing beats being in the stands for live Minnesota Vikings football. From those nail-biting passes to pivotal plays to the game-winning touchdowns. You can be there for all the action this season. As the official ticket marketplace of the NFL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of seats so you never miss a game. Score tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Minnesota Vikings. Get your tickets today. That's Ticketmaster.com/Minnesota Vikings.
The Yaller horn has spoken. It's saying, when the Vikings win, Vikings fans win. Because this season, Vikings fans get a free Big Mac from McDonald's after every Vikings victory. Yes, you heard the horn correctly. All week long after a Vikings win, get a free Big Mac with a minimum purchase of $1. Available only on the McDonald's app. Victory never tasted so delicious. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Lifetime, the official athletic country club of the Minnesota Vikings, has something for every member of your family. From entertaining activities, classes, and sports that get toddlers to teens moving, to a vast array of programs and services that allow you to work out, relax, and recharge. It's all here. Families truly can do it all at Lifetime. Get your family going today at lifetime.life/kids.
Vikings football heard here on FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Time now for Vikings Fan Line on the Minnesota Vikings Radio Network. Your chance to talk about today's game with the Vikings broadcast team. Join the conversation on Vikings Fan Line by calling 800-320-5326 using the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app or by sending us a message on the KFAN social channels. Now it's your reaction to all the action. Vikings Fan Line. Here's KFAN's Ron Johnson and Eric Nordquist.
A very happy Thanksgiving from all of us at The Fan to you, Vikings fans, and for supporting 100.3 FM, The Fan here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the Minnesota Vikings 33-26 prime time on Turkey Day. The Vikings topple Belichick for the first time in 22 years. I'm Eric Nordquist from 9 to noon. Gophers great NFL wide receiver Ron Johnson in studio with me. Your calls, 800-320-5326, 1-800-320-5326. But before we do get to your calls, we're going to head back to U.S. Bank Stadium. Our own Tatum Everett is with Harrison Smith.
All right, back down here in the Vikings locker room alongside Harrison Smith, 9-2, still on top of the division. How does that sound?
Any way we can get it. 9-2 is good.
Yeah, after Sunday, how were you guys able to rally and come out here and put on a performance like that?
You know, after the performance we had last week, we were pretty upset about that. And short week, you know, KO, Tyler, Uriah, they got us ready to play in a quick turnaround, and I think that was the difference for us today.
It was tough to get pressure on Mac Jones there in the first couple of quarters, but what can you say about the front and what they were able to do in the fourth quarter there when you needed them the most?
Yeah, that's kind of been the story of the year, right? When we need it the most, guys step up, and you know that's what happened at the end there.
And what do you say about the play of the cornerbacks, right? You've got a couple of injuries there, and you really had to rely on guys in the depth chart to step up.
Yeah, Duke Shelley coming in. He's a gritty guy, he's smart, he's a tough player, made a lot of really good plays today.
And then the offense. I mean, you were there watching Justin Jefferson making some incredible catches. I know it's kind of old hat when we say this by now, but to be able to break Randy Moss's record on Thanksgiving, what did you think of his performance this evening?
It just seems like every time we're going over something on the sideline, you look up and JJ's running down the field with the ball and making crazy catches, and he's spectacular.
You see Coach as he walks out just a second ago, congratulating you guys on the win after his press conference. Just overall, what do you think of the way that this coaching staff's able to make adjustments?
Yeah, you know, KO always gives us a lot of credit, and really we should give him a lot of credit too. You know, he does a great job setting the tone every week, and so does everybody else on staff. Ed, Durante in our room, they set the tone, and then we go try to make it happen.
I wish Chris Boyd would have just sat around here and would talk about his grill, give him a little love and the special teams, because they came through when you needed them as well.
Yeah, he's a guy that's been making plays on like impact, game-changing plays all year. A bunch of guys on special teams are. So that's Kane scoring today. Everybody in the coverage units, pinning them deep at the end there. Like it's a big deal. So those things definitely don't go unnoticed, and they win ball games.
All right. Congratulations on the big win. Thanks, Harrison. Appreciate it. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Tatum. Again, 800-320-5326. Use the free iHeartRadio app, and you give us your best 30 seconds. Hit that microphone with the talkback feature and chime in on the conversation. Ron, 33-26. Vikings improved to 9-2. 4 days after, that game that took place on Sunday that we don't want to talk about because it was so terrible. Your thoughts on you were at the stadium, the Thanksgiving victory over the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, we said it last week. The big thing is going to be Justin Jefferson. And I called it on Vikings.com. I did a little piece for them on 3 takeaways from that loss. And one of my last takeaways was Justin Jefferson against the Lions. Had a horrible game, came back, had a huge game against the Saints, and then what happened? Had a bad game against the Cowboys, turned around, had a huge game tonight. So that's just KOC realizing, like, look, I got to find ways to get this guy the ball. For the most part, the offense was moving. The defense, I mean, we talked about that, had some struggles here and there, but in the end, Danielle Hunter and the guys get after the quarterback when it mattered the most.
Absolutely. Let's head to the phone lines. Dave in Tennessee, welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, I called last week and talked a lot about more 6-man protections, and I think it was great that Dalvin had 22 carries. I think it definitely set up the pass, and I know he wasn't as productive as normal, but I think that balance is what we're going to need moving forward. And I don't know, Ron, what you think about the defense, but I still think just the middle of the field and some of these issues that we're seeing. I just don't know. It makes me a little bit nervous as we move forward, But I think that I just think it's a great adjustment by the offense and by the coach tonight. He really took another couple notches up in my book to make those adjustments in 4 days. And I give Kirk a hard time sometimes, but I really thought those design rollouts and those receiver picks coming back across the field and as their rush came up on us, to give him some outlets, I thought were some really nice adjustments. Just want to see what you guys thought. But thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Your thoughts, we'll start with the offense. You had the combination, he mentioned the design rollouts.
Yep.
The stubborn commitment to the run. Because you're averaging, it was 2.1 per carry, I believe. You had 27 attempts. But we've heard it from the coach continuously. Had trouble in the first half getting Dalvin going.
Yeah.
We were hoping to get that in the second half, et cetera. But I do agree, given the situation, that the commitment to the run and the balance of the offense tonight aided in keeping Kirk upright.
Yeah, and it was also moving the pocket. I think that was huge. You thought about the up-tempo stuff as well. The defense couldn't get set and just have a dialed-up call or dialed-up play, which that's where Belichick thrives. Like, if he can dial some stuff up and actually talk to the defense before, he couldn't really do that when Kirk went no huddle early. Like, he went tempo early, and that was one of my takeaways. The other one was quick game. We hadn't seen quick game. Well, we saw that today. Justin Jefferson had some quick stuff. You saw some screens they tried to throw out to the receivers. So all that little stuff I think mattered the most. But at the end of the day, you're right. 1.9 yards a carry for Dalvin Cook is that's not a good day. I mean, you got what you got out of it, and you gotta run the ball. You have to show you can run the ball. I think Darisaw being out was a huge part of that. Like, it just didn't look like there was a place to go. Like, every time he got the ball, I felt like Dalvin Cook's just in the back, and he's just like, all right, let me just put my head down and try to get 1 yard, 2 yard, and not get a loss. But you just didn't see that same angry push that you normally see on that left side of the line.
Yeah, impressive work by Kevin O'Connell going up against his former coach when he was a player. And Belichick has been so historically good at finding that one thing you do better than anything else and just eliminating it from the equation.
Right.
And I would say KOC had the upper hand on that, specifically with the offense. But when we return, it's Vikings Fan Line. Vikings win 33-26. I do want to dig into the other side of that conversation in terms of the defense and the 400-plus yards. Mac Jones out there just slinging it fancy free. And it wasn't until late that Daniil Hunter and company were finally able to close in on him. I want to talk about the defense. I want to hear more, whether it's Derek, it's Chris, it's Nick. The phone lines are filling up. We got talkbacks on tap as well. 800-320-5326, 800-320-5326, Vikings fan line. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
At Evans, we know that defense and big stops wins you championships. But when it comes to logistics, moving forward is key. Ben Lieber here from my guys at Evans. If logistics were football, Evans would be an explosive offense, dropping dimes and hitting the gritty. Make Evans your favorite logistics team today. Evans will be your signal caller. You can jump on their backs and ride to victory. Get ahead of the competition right now and have a great experience while you're at it. Visit evanstrans.com. Again, evanstrans.com.
All right, who's ready to go to soccer, huh?
Yes!
It started as a normal Saturday, but then...
Oh, no. Sounds like the battery.
That's when their plans took a turn for the worse.
Ugh, I knew I should have had the battery checked.
Dad, look at the birds.
Those are vultures!
Don't let a bad battery turn your day into a B-rated horror film. Get your battery checked today. Need a new one? Reach for what works. A battery from FVP. Verified, proven.
From Medical Solutions getting Vikings players off the sideline and back into the game, we're here. To 3M technology in the stadium roof helping fans stay warm even in inclement weather, we're here. To the 3M Sensory Room helping fans with sensory needs be part of the game day experience, we're here. To our hearing protection helping fans stay safe while being loud, we're here. From the field to the roof and everywhere in between, 3M Science is here. Visit Vikings.com/Skull Science to see all the ways 3M Science is helping our hometown team. 3M is proud to be the official science sponsor of the Minnesota Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings count on knowledgeable coaches to bring out the best in their team. Your organization should count on Loeffler, the most knowledgeable office technology and services partner in the Midwest, to deliver innovative solutions and get the best results from your team. Loeffler operates and supports a full portfolio of solutions, including copiers and printers, managed print services, cloud-based and managed IT, phone systems, and on-site managed services solutions. Loeffler is your most valuable partner for innovative business technology and services in the upper Midwest.
Your radio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Cousins, shotgun, back to pass, third down, end zone, touchdown! Cousins, Jefferson, 6-0 lead. Cousins takes the snap, four-man rush. Kirk is going to fire to JJ, who's there, and caught it! At the Patriots 35. Double coverage, who cares? He's JJ with a reception of 37 yards. And for Justin Jefferson, he now has the most receiving yards of anybody in the history of the NFL through his first 3 years, passing the great Randy Moss. 26 all, fourth quarter. Cousins back to pass on second down. Here's a deep shot. Jefferson got loose. He caught it. No way. Yes, at the 15. You can't stop Justin Jefferson. It was another one of those plays. He made an unbelievable catch and was smacked right after he caught it. It's a catch of 35. First down for the Vikings, and JJ has 138 receiving yards.
9 catches, a total of 139 through the air for Justin Jefferson. Had that early touchdown as well. Adam Thielen gets into the end zone. TJ Hawkinson, his first catch and touchdown as a member of the Minnesota Vikings, took place finally tonight after all those yards and all those opportunities and that dropped opportunity against the Cowboys. Hawkinson gets a TD. First 3-touchdown game of the season for Kirk Cousins. 33-26 is the final. It's Minnesota Vikings fan line, 800-320-5326. Talkback feature, hit that microphone on the free iHeartRadio app. You can chime in that way as well. I'm Nordo. Ron Johnson is with me. And as I mentioned into the break, talking about the defense, Chris from Owatonna, welcome to Vikings fan line.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we got you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I got a new headset, so I just want to make sure that's not right. Anyway, thank you for taking my call, especially after last week when I called in, talked about the wily old coach versus the new head coach and got roasted for it. You guys were obviously correct on that take, so I appreciate that. 2 quick things, and I'm just going to hang up. One, the defensive issues. Do we think Ed Donatel maybe tried to install a new system too quickly and forgot to play to the strengths of his current players? And secondly, do we think Kevin O'Connell has turned a corner here as far as making in-game adjustments and kind of getting used to the fact that he's got to abandon something that he might have wanted to go with to adjust to what the game has going on? I kind of noticed last week he seemed to lose halftime. This week he seemed to win halftime. Anyway, I'll just hang up and let you guys go at it. Thank you so much for taking my call. Have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving to both of you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, let's dive into the defense where, for me now it's 2 games.
Yep.
This is a team that has lived and died by the turnover, right? So creating turnovers in each and every game, multiple in a lot of them, except for the Dallas Cowboys game. And now even tonight, no turnovers, but it took the late pressure and finally a sack from Danielle Hunter. So it's just, we're thriving in big moments. We're thriving in situations defensively. The Patriots, in fairness, they are the second worst red zone offense in the NFL, but the Vikings have the worst red zone defense, and they were 0 of 3, the Patriots were, in the red zone. So again, thriving in moments, but bleeding yards all day. And this defense certainly a sticky, a sticking point, a point of contention with many Vikings fans, as it should be.
Yeah, and to look at this defense, how they started. They came into this game giving up 388 yards per game, passing 267. That's 31st in the NFL. There's only 32 teams. So coming into this game, I think Belichick knew who they were too. Like, he knew where their holes were, which is the passing. Like, it has not been good.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. Like, great players, Harrison Smith, Patrick Peterson, 2 future Hall of Famers, Danielle Hunter, Zadarius Smith, guys that can get after the quarterback. But when you put it all together, whether it is what Ed Donatello's calling, whether in big spot moments, it's just too much. Who knows what's going on? But yeah, guys are running wide open down the middle of the field. And I think that's got to be the question is, who's blowing it? Is somebody blowing it, or is it just a bad call versus the best play call possible against that defense? So I don't really know the answer to it. 400 yards a game. I mean, you're asking Kirk to do a lot. You're asking Kirk to do a whole lot. I mean, flip that. You had a guy in Zach Wilson not take, the blame for how bad he played. Does the defense go apologize to the offense? Like, hey, man, we're letting you guys down. You guys are doing everything you can to help us win these games. We're not holding up our end of the bargain, whether it's one person, whether it's the coach. But yeah, it isn't working in certain situations. But the good thing is you have an offensive-minded head coach who keeps the offense in this every step of the way. That huge punt, running into the kicker play that eventually led to an Adam Thielen touchdown.
And Ryan Wright, terrific acting skills.
Oh, yeah. He left that leg up there a little bit long, and, he sold it big time. I mean, he almost over-celebrated to the point where we're like, calm down, because the refs might look over and be like, wait a minute. Did he actually, Well,
he did the next time he punted, a guy just kind of casually ran into him after he unloaded it, and he hit the turf again. I mean, but he didn't get that one. He didn't get that one, but he was trying his ass off.
He's got to relax a little bit. But no, I get it. But yeah,
we're thriving in moments, but for large stretches of games. And he said, hey, you feel like in some ways. I know where he's going with this in terms of winning the half. Third quarters have been terrible for the Vikings, but again, defensively, you look at, we need a stop. They roll out of the half in third quarter, 8 plays, 75 yards. They get that touchdown. They're up 7.
Yeah.
But then Kene Nwangwu does his thing.
Yep.
And so now, and the offense didn't take the field until I think there were 6 or 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Because after that touchdown, it was another elongated drive, thankfully held to a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not come out inspired with adjustments, at least from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, and Kene Nwangwu has to get some type of, chicken wing or turkey leg or something.
He's coming for Cordero, dude.
Because when I know it's his third one. And Cordell only has 9. Like, this guy's 3 is a second year. So, but the best part of that is I happen to be down by the sideline for that situation. I just went down there and watching Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen grab their helmets in disgust after the defense gave up that touchdown. And just, you could see Justin Jefferson kind of it was almost like he was about to go Super Saiyan. Like, he was about to go out there and just say, throw me the ball because I'm about to make this happen. And then you watch Kene Nwangwu take off, and you see Jefferson's whole persona, him and Thielen both just
everything changed.
It's like a calm kind of came over them, like, okay, all right, we're back in this. All right, like, and so I think even that, like the mood of the offense going out there, if they had to go out there and drive to score,
yeah,
I don't know if they get that touchdown because of how they felt like, oh my God, like just stop them, and you could see it. You could see physically they were just emotionally like, all right. And you saw Kirk over there warming up with the other quarterback, the backup, Nick Mullins, and then all of a sudden the entire sideline all ran with, which I'm glad they didn't throw a flag, all were going with Kane, because you never know in the NFL nowadays. If they're like, I touched the guy, it's a flag.
Yeah.
But again, Kane, he deserves something for that because he changed the entire mood after that drive by the Patriots. He answered it with a knockout blow.
Yeah, and then the way that they were covering the kickoffs early, they were brilliant on that. Folk with those kicks. And then, we were getting to the 15, 17-yard line. The Vikings,
I think number 19 for the Patriots, it was his fault because he was the outside guy contained, and Wangwu kind of started right. And I don't know if that was the call. Like, I don't know if they were saying start right and then come back. But 19 shot across, like trying to cut Wangwu off, and nobody was over there. So, I think that's the number it was, but he was the outside guy on that. He should have contained. Just stay there. He shot across the face of his blocker, and Wangwu, I don't know if he did it because he saw the guy do it and he just cut back, or that was part of the call. But either way, it was a great play.
Nick in New Ulm, welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
I just wanted to talk real quick about, time. I feel like it's time, if nobody hasn't already, to throw Jay Jetta in the mix for MVP. The dude has unbelievable stats. His first three seasons just surpassed Randy Moss. So every game, it seems like, whether it be first and long, second long, third, fourth and long, we go back to Buffalo, fourth and long, he's getting his hands on the ball in the moments when he needs to the most. So I'm going to hang up and let you guys talk about that, what you think about how really big of an impact he plays in our game plan. And also, just want to give a shout out to my wife who's driving behind me. Hi, babe. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Nick.
Driving behind you.
There's really not much to say other than that JJ is a specimen, and all summer talking about how he wanted to be the guy that everyone looked at as the best.
Yeah,
and a lot of at the pro level, a lot of it's bravado. There's always bleep talking. Everyone works themselves. They almost will themselves to some sort of platform or status.
Right,
and he's coming through every week. So it's just he's amazing.
Yeah, to a couple things to that caller. One, to his MVP conversation, Cooper Kupp set the world on fire, and that was a hard situation for him to even get votes.
Yeah.
And I just saw Micah Parsons just tweeted this to Dan Orlovsky. Why is the MVP always a quarterback type of award? It has been. That's generally what it is. It's the quarterback.
Was the last non-QB, maybe that was Adrian, 2012?
Maybe or possibly. I don't know. We'd have to look at that. But it's a quarterback-driven award. Like, in order for JJ to get it, he has to eclipse 2,000 yards and set, NFL records. That's be the Triple Crown. There's a lot. He doesn't have enough touchdowns. Yes, he's having a great season, but, he needs to have more touchdowns. There's a lot into that MVP. Definitely the MVP of the Vikings. But the NFL, that's a tough one.
Well, and there's never been a wide receiver MVP either. And it was Adrian, the last non-quarterback.
Wow, that's crazy.
2012.
My other question is, how many kids does this family have that his wife is driving behind him? That's the other thing. Get a driver. Go get one of those super big cars that Adam Thielen and his wife have when they have their kids and family.
Get a conversion van like Kirk has.
Exactly. Get the van.
If it's good enough for QB1.
I hope that he's not a passenger of another car just calling into the fan line while his wife has to drive the other car, and he's just riding home nice and easy, thinking that shout out to his wife is going to get him some consideration tonight. It's not. You're not getting consideration if she has to drive and you're not driving.
33-26 the final. Vikings victorious, improving to 9-2 in the season. By the way, Power Trip is going to be live 7 to 9 tomorrow, so you're going to get more recap. And then the Friday Football Feast, Black Friday edition with PA and Charts, will be at Buffalo Wild Wings in Blaine. Again, B-Dubs in Blaine for a live 9 to noon Friday feast. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to more calls, 800-320-5326. 800-320-5326. Justin, Derek, Andrew, Chris, Jay, Caden, we got you. It's more Vikings Fan Line around the corner. This is Minnesota Vikings Fan Line.
Going to the store, hon. Want to drive? You're letting me drive your Chevy Equinox, but you're so overprotective.
Me?
You hired a pro wrestler to babysit me when I was little.
Ex-pro wrestler.
And you're letting me drive?
Let's go.
The 2022 Chevy Equinox with standard Chevy Safety Assist, because everyone could use more peace of mind. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Chevy Safety Assist includes automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane keep assistant, lane departure warning, forward collision alert, and telebeam and following distance indicator. Safety or driver assistance features are no substitute for the driver's responsibility to operate the vehicle in a safe manner. Read the vehicle owner's manual for important feature limitations and information.
If you bleed purple, you're not alone. At North Memorial Health, that's our specialty. In fact, we treat Vikings fans all season long by providing leading primary care, specialty and urgent care for both in-person and virtual visits. At North Memorial Health, we're a proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings. That means we've got your families back during football season, off-season, and every season in between. Schedule an appointment today at northmemorial.com/Vikings.
Live, work, and play at Viking Lakes. Best-in-class office tenants, world headquarters of the Minnesota Vikings, live entertainment, and now your new office space at Longship at Viking Lakes. Experience a new level of suburban co-working in a collaborative environment with top-of-the-line amenities at your fingertips. We invite you to explore the co-working possibilities at Longship at Viking Lakes. Come work where the pros play and experience life and fresh air at Viking Lakes.
Martin Marietta, an American-based company, is a leading producer of heavy building materials and the top supplier of asphalt to the Twin Cities. Guided by values like safety, integrity, and stewardship, Martin Marietta strives to provide the materials on which our communities grow. Visit martinmarietta.com to learn more. Interested in a career with a rock-solid team offering competitive pay and benefits? Visit careersthatcrush.com to apply today. Skol, Vikings!
The Minnesota Wild host the Toronto Maple Leafs tomorrow at 1 on the station for Minnesota Wild Hockey, FM 100.3, KFAN, The Fan.
Folks kick short, Wanwu from the 4 near side. Angles to the right, to the 5, to the left, to the 10, 15, 20, 25. Kane, toe tapping the sidelines. Here he goes! Kane Wanwu, 30, 20, touchdown! Return touchdown of his career. That one went for 96, and it's 23-22 New England.
Okay, I didn't want to rain on the parade after the Buffalo game, but I saw it again tonight. What's the deal with clock management, and how many near delay of games and timeouts do we have to take? Is that something to be concerned about? Who's in charge of that? You watch other games, you almost never see it, but the Vikings have had it a lot lately.
Welcome back, Vikings Fan Line. Thank you for the talk back. Free iHeartRadio app. Hit the microphone. Give us your best 30 seconds. And 10B, Brandon Molesky, Master Control Supervisor, doing his best to weed through all of them. Make sure there are no profanities and prescient and important points. And you can join in the mix. Vikings Fan Line, 800-320-5326, the phone number as well. And I want to get to Derek from Cold Spring and continue the conversation at clock management momentarily. Derek, welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, Eric, Ron, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. A little bit of the same take here. Anytime you can say you beat Belichick, that's a nice finish for our Vikings. Although I got to be honest, we were running into the kicker call away from possibly blowing that one. There's definitely some holes in the game tonight, but I did want to get your thoughts on the clock management. It seems like there's been a lot of scenarios over the last few weeks where the play clock has been mismanaged, leading to some wasted timeouts. We saw it happen again tonight, and Kirk seemed flustered by it. In the end, we left with the W, but am I overreacting and thinking this is becoming a growing concern? And where would you say the criticism falls? Is this a KOC thing, a Kirk thing, confusion at the line? I also want to give a shout out to my wife as well, who's in bed, not listening and wondering what is taking me so long. In all seriousness, thank you for spending your Thanksgiving with us, guys. I will hang up and listen.
Hey, cheers, brother. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm totally with Derek, and I'm with the talk back on this clock management thing because there is a disconnect here. We saw, and this isn't just the last few weeks, by the way. I mean, we have some recency bias tonight, certainly an issue. The 2 timeouts were stuck with 1, and thankfully that ended up not mattering. But we've seen it. We've seen it all season, and so my guess is it's a combination of it's KOC and somebody. How do you see it, Ron? And it has to get better. It's not like it's a growing concern. It's been a consistent concern.
So the one I noticed the most was like after a big play and they were coming down, and it was almost like they were celebrating, but at the same time they couldn't figure out who was supposed to be in the game. And then Kirk's trying to like get the play, crowd's loud. He's you can see him hold his deal, like he'll put his. For those that can't see or aren't watching the stream, he's putting his hands over his helmet trying to hear. So I think it's partly that, but also just not having a play ready to go after every. But again, it's a rookie head coach, rookie play caller by himself. Sean McVay called the plays with the Rams. So he's learning all this.
Yeah.
He's going to learn, which is, again, he's growing every week. He's learning every week. So he's going to remember, hey, after big plays, what's my go-to? He doesn't have a go-to after big play. He hasn't had enough. Like his sample size isn't big enough.
He doesn't have a thing yet.
Yeah, he doesn't have a thing. And that guy who's just like waiting to get on the phone and left his wife in bed, bad choice, buddy. Bad choice. You never leave your wife in bed while you're sitting downstairs on the phone. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, let's go rapid fire on these phone calls.
Horrible choice.
All right. All you guys on hold, we're going to go rapid fire. Get your takes in quickly as possible. And let's rattle through some of these. Justin in Iowa, welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So the Vikes are 9-2. We have great talent. We have an amazing receiver in JJ, but we still never really know if we're going to win a game or not. Our games are always a roller coaster of emotions, up and down, up and down. We're like a Contra cheat code, up, down, even, up, down. My question is, what's it going to take for this team to be the Super Bowl team that we all want to see?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Justin. I mean, it's the inconsistency. And really, as much as we get excited about JJ, by the way, there's a ton of inefficiency on the offensive side, too. So getting back to the idea of the rookie head coach, defensively, until we stop whatever the hell is going on with this defense and just how wide open everybody is, whether it was Tony Pollard a week ago just running wherever he wanted. We had Hunter Henry uncovered 5 or 6 different times tonight.
Right.
There's something fundamentally wrong with the defense. And until there's more stability offensively throughout the course of an entire game, and then defensively, just some modicum of competence in some big spots.
Yeah, we'll take the next call, but something to chew on. They are the number 1 defense, 16.9 points per game, and they're 6-5. The Vikings are the 19th best, and they're 9-2. So, hey.
But because we're thriving in moments.
Hey, we'll take them.
The record matters, right?
I'd rather have that than the number 1 defense.
Todd in Iowa, welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, guys, quick question. Where's your level of concern with Greg Joseph, and how confident should we be that he's our kicker by year end?
Hey, thanks for calling. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm super annoyed with these extra points. And if I'm one of his teammates right now, and we're grinding it out, and it's Thanksgiving night, and we get into the end zone, and we know it's going to be a tight one with Belichick, and we watch him clank one off the upright or go wide left or whatever.
Right.
I'm mad about it, and I think it's a problem.
It is. In the playoffs, it comes down some games to like 3 field goals to 2 field goals, and if our guy can't make his 3, hey. That's all it is. I know before I tried to make it say it's not a big deal. I mean, they won.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt them.
It's becoming a big deal.
But it can't be a big deal.
Yeah.
It hasn't hurt them yet.
He's now missed 5 extra points.
Yeah.
Whether it was the Cards game where a 9-point game would have meant 2 possessions. It was an 8-point game, Cards trying to rally at the end. Or tonight, being able to force them to go for 2 if they're able to get into the end zone there at the end. It matters, and it's a huge problem.
Maybe KLC starts going for 2.
Andrew in Fargo, welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good, thank you.
I just wanted to touch a little bit on our defense. I know after last week's tough loss, the players are excited to get back on the field, but we played a Patriots team who put up 10 points last week against the Jets. They came into our home stadium. Fans were excited and put up 26 points. Can you guys touch a little bit on our cornerbacks? We had Shelley out there and what we can expect from our defense moving forward. And like I said, a team that only put up 10 points last week came back in and looked looked like they could put up the 26 pretty easy. So how can we move forward on our defense and really control the ball on that end?
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, I'd say blitz. Like, they're going to have to put some of these corners on island, not some, the other ones. We know Patrick Peterson's solid. So, and Cam Dantzler, I think we keep forgetting. Hopefully, he's going to come back
the next few weeks.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's back. And even Caleb Evans.
I would actually say, if I had to choose, I might prefer a Caleb at this spot.
Yeah, everybody's excited for Caleb. I mean, he was just, the protocol, this game was too quick to get back. Same with Christian Darrisaw. So that's why KLC right away said, these guys aren't coming back. We're going to get them through this protocol. Let's give them a full 2 weeks to get to the Jets week, December 4th.
I thought there was a chance for a Caleb. Because he had mentioned in the post game on Sunday that Darrisaw was definitely out,
right?
But I was kind of disappointed that neither a Caleb nor Dalvin Tomlinson were able to go.
Right. Well, if you look at some of the social media stuff, though, you could see from like a Caleb's post, like he wasn't, he hasn't. You can tell when guys are ready to go, like when they're
too many pictures of his pet rabbit.
But again, anything that like for the players' health and safety long term. I get it now. You have to be cautious. Like
that's all good.
Because back in the day, it was too callous. It was too like cowboy do it your own.
Yeah.
Too mavericky.
Sure.
Now it's like, hey, your health matters. Like, and I think that's huge. But no, I think we're going to be excited to get a Caleb Evans back. So hopefully, once that happens too, you'll see a down tick in some of these wide open. Because at his range and his length, and I tweeted that the day they drafted him, I said he eliminates getting beat at the line of scrimmage with his length. Because even if he's a yard behind, once he catches up, his arms are long enough where he doesn't have to panic and reach and grab. So I think that changes that too. And so, yeah, they get him back. I think you'll see more blitzes. Honestly, I think
we haven't seen a ton of blitzing from this defense this year at all.
Period. Correct.
But remember that moment where Harrison Smith crept up and actually came. Now, he got blown up. I forget who the O-lineman is, but he got blown out of the play. But he forced Mack
to get out of the pocket.
Made a bad throw, ended up being ultimately a punt for Belichick. Right. So more blitzing.
And it's tough to do that, though, when you don't feel like your defensive backs are doing enough. Like you feel like, well, maybe I need to give them help. Maybe I need to leave 5-6 guys back there, and I'm just going to rush 3 to 4.
It's not working.
That's where they've been. Right. And maybe it's just dialing up some 5-man, some 4-man pressures, but make them look different. Like bring in additional guys like Brian Asamoah, where if they run the ball, you're screwed, but hopefully you catch them. You catch them, and you got, speed guys in there where you can run some twists. You can run some delayed blitz, and they don't know who's going to come of the 5 guys up there because all 5 can drop back, all 5 can rush. So, there are some ways to do that with Zadarius and Daniil as your 2 bigs in there, and then you put some faster guys around them. But again, I'm not a defensive coordinator. Who knows?
Yeah, and I just have to be honest. My optimism for this defense making great steps forward is not great. I don't see where this massive sea change is going to occur.
Right.
Because you're seeing breakdowns really at all 3 levels. And we're talking about guys like an all-pro and Eric Kendricks, Jordan Hicks, who not necessarily a Hall of Fame caliber linebacker, but he deserves a starting spot in this league, and he can be pretty damn good. We're seeing it across the board. There were communication issues early on in that first touchdown drive tonight.
Yep. Yeah. Wide open.
I just don't know what the hell's going on with this defense.
I think KLC's going to have a coming to Jesus speech or talk with Ed Donatel. I know when you're the younger head coach, you brought in a veteran DC. You want to give him control of the defense. But I do feel like when your job's on the line, you have a 9-2 team right now. You just need a little bit of like kicking the ass to get the game going, to get this defense going. I think it's time, he might have that coming to Jesus conversation. Like, hey, look, like maybe we need to try this, or let's do this. Or, there's got to be some other guys on that staff too for the defensive side. But you got Wade Phillips sitting around, like he's standing with the families, behind the families, like on the sideline.
Wade was a pretty good coordinator.
I walk right by him and he's just chilling like he's just a normal dude, like on the sideline like he's standing right next to Caitlin Thielen. Like Caitlin Thielen, love her to death. God bless her. I know she was excited to be out tonight without her kids. She didn't know what to do, though. But, you got a really good defensive coordinator standing there. Yeah. Like, maybe just give him a clipboard. Out. Give him a clipboard and a headset saying, go up in the booth.
Here's a pen.
Help us out a little bit.
Here's a bar napkin.
Right.
Just drop something.
Bill Lieber said he loved that defense with the Chargers when he had Phillips. Hey.
Well, and Wade's a super likable guy.
I forgot the rappers that sang it, but you can't be too proud to beg. Like, just hey.
Fair enough. 33-20.
TLC. I knew Tennessee would know.
33-26 is the final. It's Vikings Fan Line. One more segment on the Vikings Radio Network before we say goodnight to those of you in the greater listening area and continue Fan Line locally, 100.3 FM, The Fan, and the free iHeartRadio app. 800-320-5326, 1-800-320-5326. More Vikings Fan Line around the corner. It's KFAN and the Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.
If you're a window installer, keep it simple. Choose Anderson 400 Series windows. They're the cladwood windows contractors trust the most. So much so, they're the windows contractors trust for their own homes. And with fewer callbacks, the choice is simple. It's Anderson 400 Series windows, the windows contractors trust the most. Get started at AndersonWindows.com today.
Claims based on 2022 Anderson brand survey of U.S. contractors.
Hey, so listen up. Quick Trip is teaming up with your Northland Ford dealers to give away a new Ford F-150 to one of you lucky Vikings fans and the opening drive sweepstakes. Just fuel up at Quick Trip with any of our fully guaranteed gasolines, use your Quick Rewards card, and you're entered. Weekly winners win a $10 gas card for every yard returned on the Vikings opening drive and a shot at winning a Ford F-150. Hey, Vikings score on that opening drive, it's an extra $500 for you. See quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for details. And see you next time.
Welcome to the fourth industrial revolution, a revolution powered by data and applications, AI, and IoT. And now there's one company born to enable it, Lumen, the platform for next-generation business that combines adaptive networking, edge cloud, connected security, and collaboration. Lumen delivers the next-gen architecture that next-gen apps require. Say hello to Lumen, the platform for amazing things. Learn more at lumen.com.
Hey, Vikings fans, when you stay at Omni Viking Lakes, you stay at the official hotel of your favorite team. We built this place just for real fans like yourself, even putting it right next to the practice facility. Walk in the hotel, and it's like walking into Vikings heaven. You've dreamt of a place like this, and now you can dream in a place like this. Score! So Vikings fans, when you're looking for a place to stay in the game at Omni Viking Lakes, the official hotel of the Minnesota Vikings.
Your home for all things purple.
Galvin 10-5! Touchdown!
FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
TJ Hawkinson's first touchdown wearing our colors. This play.
All right, I hope you're right.
I hope he's in the game. He's in. Yes, he's to the right of Brian O'Neill. Oli Udo's still in the game. Extra beat to the right of O'Neill. C.J. Ham motions to the left. 3rd and goal, play action. Cousins looks left, throws to the end zone. Touchdown!
Great call.
T.J. Hawkinson! And the prophecy pays off. And the Vikings have a 16-13 lead. Here they come. 1st and 10 from the Patriots 15. We're all tied at 26. Cousins under center. Play action to Dalvin. Kirk straight drop. Looks to the end zone for Thielen. Yes! Touchdown! A 15-yard touchdown bullet from Cousins to Thielen. And it's 32-26 Vikings.
33-26 the final. Vikings are 9-2. I know my guy PA is going to be excited for 9-2 radio tomorrow. PA in charge, Buffalo Wild Wings in Blaine. Black Friday edition. So go there and celebrate. It's going to be an absolute blast. Let's jump back to the phone lines. 1-800-320-5326. 1-800-320-5326. And let's check in with Caden in Crookston. Welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, big fan here. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for taking my call.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm just curious on how this Cowboys loss last week affects our win this week. Like, is this an emotional hangover win last week? I'm just curious of what this win means for the team, considering our blowout last week. Thank you.
Understand. Yeah.
You understood that?
Well, I think that kind of the idea was the 40-3 blowout, which I'd just like to graze past that now at this point. Was it an emotional hangover in relation to the Buffalo win?
Right.
But then how did that ass kicking
help
impact or affect or motivate any aspect of this game.
You giving them way too much credit. I don't think that's where he was going.
I don't
know. But no, yeah, I get what he's going on. I'm just messing with him. He just couldn't get it out. But I don't think so.
I talk on the radio all the time, and sometimes I can't talk. I couldn't say the phone number earlier.
I don't think so. I just think, like, I can agree, yes, that was an emotional, like, yep, Buffalo Bills. You look at the Eagles, from the Minneapolis Miracle to the Eagles shellacking.
Get it out, Ron.
And then, you got the Buffalo Bills, whatever they're calling that game. I don't know what Tina and Common called it. They always want to give stuff a pretty name. But you move on to that Dallas Cowboys game. Dallas is really good, though. Like, I think we're forgetting Dallas is a really good team. They did beat the Giants, and everybody thought that was going to be a blowout. It wasn't. But Dallas is a good team. Did that help? Does that butt kick into this? Yes. Adam Thielen said it. Kevin O'Connell said it. Like, Kevin O'Connell said, I didn't do my job. I did not do my job. What did he do today? He moved Kirk out the pocket. He threw some short stuff. He even dialed up a JJ pass to Thielen. And hopefully he now knows I need to do this every game. Like, I have to come with my A game every game, because this team is not one of those teams that just lines up and says, hey, just go out there and play. You'll beat everybody up.
Well,
it's not the Randy Moss and Tom Brady Patriots. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
you got to draw some stuff up.
But it's not just bringing the A game each and every week, because they've scored 7 opening drive touchdowns in 11 games. So we know KOC can look and see what the other team
does. The first 15 is the best ever,
and he can create a plan. Yeah, and he's a killer.
That's
with
scripted 15. Yeah.
However, I don't want adjustment game to game. I don't want hard look in mirror after a 40-3 loss, and then he's going to do it differently next week. Right. I want a different drive to drive.
Okay.
And so, and again, rookie head coach learning on the fly. Right. We're in some ways very fortunate to be 9-2.
Yeah.
But that is the next step, where after what happened in the first couple of drives in that game against the Cowboys, we don't wait until 4 days later to do it against the Patriots. We do it later in the first half. Move him out of the pocket and maybe add different types of protections and things to keep Kirk.
And quick game. JJ said after the game too.
Like, how about that tempo?
Where's the quick?
So again, and that's another thing. It's not waiting until the next game to do it. It's, okay, this sheet in front of me,
right?
It looks great, but we got to say bleep this, and we got to do something else.
But even the first short throw to JJ, I don't know if it was an alert because the DB was playing off, but Kirk just popped up and threw it out there. Like, that should be, whether it's JJ, KJ, TJ, or AJ, it should be Adam Jr., but it's Adam Thielen, AT. You have to do that. If you look over and whoever's out wide, their DB is playing off 7 to 10 yards, you should just alert. You shouldn't even have to tell the offensive line. Let them still do what the hell they're going to do and block. Jump up and throw it. Tom Brady did that. Drew Brees did that. Peyton Manning did that. Like, Kirk Cousins is smart enough to do that. Let him do it. Just say, hey, if you see it, do it. Him and the receiver, I don't know if it needs to be a look, if he needs to grab his ass, what he needs to do. Like, every quarterback has something to let you know, like, tap my butt, boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm coming out there. You got to do it, because you got to make teams play you honest.
Absolutely. Here's what we're going to do at this point, Ron, is we're going to let the Greater Vikings Radio Network go for the evening.
Yeah.
Hope all of you had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and you're probably in a great mood now, given the 33-26 victory that the Vikings achieved over the New England Patriots. And you get to chill for the holiday weekend, and we're back with you. It's a nooner a week from Sunday. Vikings flagship joins at 10. Vikings Radio Network begins pregame at 11, and the kickoff, the boom, shortly after noon. New York Jets are in town for the finale of this 3-game home stretch. And again, you can continue to listen on our flagship station, 100.3 FM The Fan, also with the free iHeartRadio app. We appreciate you doing that as well. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Power Trip live. More reaction and recap at 7 a.m., 7 and 9 a.m. The Power Trip tomorrow. Friday football feast, PA in charge at Buffalo Wild Wings in Blaine. That's going to be an absolute Black Friday party, so go there if you can. Show up early. Seats are limited. And thanks again for listening to Vikings Fan Line. For Ron Johnson, I'm Eric Nordquist. For those of you on hold, again, continue to listen via 100.3 FM The Fan or the free iHeartRadio app to Vikings Fan Line. It's been KFAN and the Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.
Brianna is a 24-year member of LIUNA, the Construction Laborers Union.
I am proud to be part of a growing number of women in the union construction trades. I've learned that the work is more about effort and commitment than physical strength. I do all things men do, including working with the 90-pound jackhammer on demolition projects. Being a part of LIUNA has helped me earn great pay and benefits, including a pension and health coverage. I also get free training that has helped me work in every market sector out there, from roads to public buildings to energy. With LIUNA, we're building a better Minnesota.
Visit buildthenorth.org.
Football season means tailgating, touchdowns, and cheering for your favorite team. In Minnesota, there are nearly 100 local credit unions with over 300 branches for you to team up with to take your money further. Credit unions stand for community and trust. They keep any profits local and provide members better savings rates. Your teammates own a credit union, and that means you're all working for the same goals. More transparency, more trust will give you more personal financial wins. Visit MinnesotaCreditUnions.org to find your local credit union to take your money further.
Hey, football fans, it's time to treat your family with a mouth-watering Carboni's Pizza, wings, or a hot hoagie for the game. Carboni's Pizza was voted Best Pizza Twin Cities and has been serving pizza the whole family loves since 1954. Carboni's only uses the freshest ingredients and secret recipes to ensure your family is happy every time. The legacy of two hopeful young Italians is still present in every visit, every exchange, and in every bite. Over 30 locations to choose from. Find yours at carbonis.com.
Hey, Minnesota fans, it's Paul Allen. Know what the legendary Purple People Eaters and TimberTech Decking have in common? A dominating defense. TimberTech has the durability to hold up against Minnesota weather for decades. Not only will it not rot, warp, or splinter like conventional wood, but it looks more like real wood than any other composite brand. And with up to a 50-year warranty, you're protected season after season. Order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the boards for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Folks, this is your pilot. We have to land immediately. And hurry to the Xfinity Black Friday sale. New Xfinity customers can get 400 megabit internet with unlimited data and Xfi Complete for $55 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And a free 4K streaming box included. Plus, now through December 5th, get HBO Max included for a year.
Drop everything and get to the Xfinity Black Friday sale. Go to Xfinity.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Ad-supported plan of HBO Max. After promo, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
At Evans, we know that defense and big stops wins you championships. But when it comes to logistics, moving forward is key. Ben Lieber here for my guys at Evans. If logistics were football, Evans would be an explosive offense, dropping dimes and hitting the gritty. Make Evans your favorite logistics team today. Evans will be your signal caller you can jump on their backs and ride to victory. Get ahead of the competition right now and have a great experience while you're at it. Visit evanstrans.com. Again, evanstrans.com.
I've always loved bird calling. My grandpa and I, chirp, chirp, chirp. But when I took over the pet store, tweet, tweet, I didn't have the time until I met Justin from Choice Bank. He set me up with cash management processes and employee benefits that saved me money and time. So much time. People call me Phyllis the cuckoo bird woman. They're so funny.
Choice Bank. We're committed to your business, your success, and to you. It's what we mean by people first banking. Go to bankwithchoice.com. Choice Bank is member FDIC.
It's a new day because COVID vaccines just got a big update. So all the big stuff coming up this fall? Well, now you can say, you bet I'll be there. Because updated COVID vaccines protect against both the original COVID virus and Omicron. And everyone 5 and older can get one. So this is a moment we've all been waiting for.
Find updated COVID vaccines at vaccines.gov. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The Twin Cities home for Vikings talk. FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan.
Fan Line on iHeartRadio and The Fan are presented by our broadcast partners. Minnesota Credit Union Network, Youngstedts, Carboni's Pizzeria, and by your local Chevy dealers. Join the conversation on Vikings Fan Line by calling 800-320-5326 using the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app or by sending us a message on the KFAN social channels. Now, continuing to take your calls, talkbacks, and social message, this is Vikings Fan Line with Ron Johnson and KFAN's Eric Nordquist.
33-26 is the final. Vikings improved to 9-2. Just 4 short days after that drubbing against that team we don't want to discuss. It's Nordo from 9 to noon, and Ron Johnson is here with me. 800-320-5326, 1-800-320-5326. KFAN Talkback's in play. Free iHeartRadio app. You hit that microphone, give us your best 30 seconds, and Max Fuller will sift through them, find the gold, and play them. Let's jump to the phone lines. Chris in Vermont, welcome to Vikings Fan Line.
Hey, how's it going? So, a couple of things about tonight. I think we would look at, Kirk Cousins kind of, and I called a couple of weeks ago kind of with a similar tone saying, well, let's back off a little bit. Hey, a great win is a win, but Kirk Cousins clearly continues his season in which it is the worst statistically and just, gamefully, his worst season, with the Vikings. And I think moving forward, obviously that needs to change. Now, however, and just give me a little two-way here, I think that the T.J. Hawkinson, now our MVP clearly, Justin Jefferson, but the key to this team moving forward and taking another step is clearly T.J. Hawkinson. And Kwesi, look for somebody, because this team needed a Kyle Rudolph, and we've needed a Kyle Rudolph since he left. And I think you'd have to agree that we found one in T.J. Hawkinson. And he's the key to this team succeeding moving forward. And I think that you could talk about the Dalvin Cooks and whatever. But the other thing I wanted to make sure with you guys, listen, Ed Donatell needs to go. Ed Donatell needs, let me finish this. Ed Donatell needs to go. All right? If Wade Phillips is lurking around, and we know the role that Mike Pettin has, but if Wade Phillips is lurking around and Wade Phillips knows the 3-4 system, he knows that 3-4 system very well. You need to make that move right away. Right now, Ed Donatell needs to go. All right? And I don't think that this team's going to go anywhere without a serious change on defense. I mean, look, so...
All right, thanks, Chris.
Give me
Have a great Thanksgiving, man. I got you. No, I got the gist of that. He's fired up. I'm fired up about this defense.
Yeah.
This defense is just putrid. It's not good enough. And conversations towards the last 2 years with Zimmer, was it a dearth of talent that was taking place? We had that mass exodus of players after 2019 with Linval. Everson dips out for a season. Trey Waynes and Xavier Rhodes move on as well. And then we just watched 2 seasons of defensive just frustration perpetually.
Right.
And we're not getting better defensively through 11 games. Again, thriving in moments, which is a positive, creating turnovers. The last 2 games you haven't created turnovers, but tonight you get the timely sacks. That's awesome. But the defense is the atopic point of contention, I think, for me and many others.
I wouldn't get rid of Ed Donatell, though. I would ask, Wes, be like, yo, what's your dad doing tomorrow? Like, what's your dad up to tomorrow? And just pick his brain. Like, I'm honestly, like, that's the reason why this new, an offensive and defensive executive assistant, like, that's why those roles are created for guys like that with big brains that can help teams out.
Sometimes I think they're just made up jobs to, like, hey, you want $100,000 to hang out and watch some film?
The one thing I will say, it started like when I was coaching because older guys were losing their 401ks if they didn't retire. So a lot of guys like Howard Mudd, Tom Moore, they had to fake retire so that they could save their 401k and get it all out without having to pay the penalties to the NFL and lose it. Because, there were times they were matching us 2-1, 3-1. So if I'm a coach and I take advantage of that too, you're not taking my money. And Tom Moore, guys like that, they've been coaching forever. Those 401ks
he's in his 80s.
Those 401ks are still nice and plumped.
And he's
still coaching. Yeah, with
he's
the
still
Bucs.
working with the Bucs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tom is like Antoine Winfield took a picture of that and sent it to me. Because Tom Moore was there in Pittsburgh when I was born. Like, that's how old Tom is. When I was born, Tom Moore was there and said I was the fattest kid he's ever seen. I was 11 pounds.
I think he might be Owatana's finest. I think he's a Minnesota guy.
I think, because he was here with the Gophers when Dungy came.
But I met him at the Combine a few years ago.
Yeah, I was 11 pounds. Awesome. Tom Moore was there in 1980. That's how old he is. So that dude is like that's why that role is created. So Wes Phillips being here There's no reason not to have Wade come coach.
The Hawkinson thing for me, and I like TJ,
Yep.
and there are two things here. First, I don't think he's as dynamic and as special and as amazing as maybe the picture was painted, given the high-end first-round talent.
Yeah.
He's drowning in Detroit. He's coming to a team. And I saw some of his post-game comments, too, and loves KOC, loves this offense, and he probably loves playing with a 9-win team, too.
Right.
But one thing that he does do, and it was great to see that first touchdown. Again, he should have at least 2 if he just brings in that freaking ball against Dallas.
Yep.
I think the way that he runs routes, when he's running the correct ones, again, we're still trying to figure that out, TJ, where exactly you're supposed to be with this new playbook. He is opening things up, in particular for other guys running routes. And so there is he's not as dynamic as I thought he would be, but I think that he is certainly a plus in that area, something that we had been wishing Irv Smith would offer. And unfortunately, due to health issues and otherwise, he just hasn't been able to get it.
I hate to praise Iowa ever, because we all hate Iowa. I can yell out right now who hates Iowa, and everybody at home is saying what they know they should say at this point.
The university or the state? I don't really have a problem with the state.
Not the state, but who hates Iowa? We hate Iowa. Everybody knows that.
I get
the
that.
Hawkeyes. I hate the Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I love Chad Greenway. I love TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson, if you go back to his Iowa Hawkeyes film, the kid was dynamic.
He's a monster.
He was a George Kittle type in college. Now, this is the big difference. George Kittle went to an offense that utilizes him. The Detroit Lions only utilize the toilet. That's about all they utilize there in Detroit. Like, they're the same old Lions. They have gotten a lot better.
You're a Detroit native, so you can say that.
Me and Evan Fox, Foxy over there with Pat McAfee, like, we're holding on to our Detroit, love.
Yeah.
But this is the thing about TJ Hawkinson. You look at his size, like you said, the route running when he knows where he should be. I said this week 1 when he first got here, you got to tag him. So if whatever the play is, why whatever, why dig, why corner, why whatever, to make sure he knows where he's supposed to be. You saw Kirk talk to him a lot. But if you were, like, once he learns this, or if you just tag him and say, hey, let's go wide, you go way out there by yourself and let's see how they cover you.
Yeah.
If they go man, you got to start just posting them up. Like, treat him like LeBron. Just put him out there and say, I'm going to throw it up to you. Treat him like Travis Kelce. When you put him in the slot, run some route, like, see where the coverage is going. I think it's coming, but again, I think they're trying to spoon feed it so that they don't just go at him, because you still have Justin Jefferson. And I think that's the difference in a lot of the other teams with these big tight ends. You look at the Chiefs, you look at George Kittle with the 49ers, like, they don't have a Justin Jefferson. They do have at one point had a Tyreek Hill. They do have Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Neither of those guys are Justin Jefferson. It's a different type of receiver. So in that instance, I think they're going to get it. And neither of those teams had Adam Thielen. Like, we forget how good Adam Thielen is. You also have a KJ Osborne who can go. Like, the kid can go. He actually saved Kirk's life on that one flat route. That was a one-handed interception in the making.
Yeah, it was born to be picked off.
You got a lot of weapons, and you still have the best running back in football other than, like, Derrick Henry. Like, how do you get that guy going to where his caliber of running back is? So it's so many weapons and not enough balls to go around. That's why, because it's going to be a tough decision to figure out who to keep on this roster, because with the money some of these guys want, TJ wants a contract, it's a lot of balls.
Yeah.
You don't have that many plays. You ran 66 plays today. So, yeah.
33-26 the final. Vikings beat the Patriots. They are now 9-2. And again, at this stage of the season, we're not talking about the NFC North anymore. Now we're starting to pay attention to playoff seeding and such. Vikings still firmly in the 2 spot in the NFC. When we return, whether it's phone calls, talkbacks, continuing to react to the victory at US Bank Stadium on a Thanksgiving night. And we appreciate you listening to Vikings Fan Line, 800-320-5326, or via the TalkBack free iHeartRadio app. Hit that microphone and give us what you got. It's Ron Johnson. I'm Nordo, and this is Fan Line on the Fan Radio Network.
Hi, it's Brax with TB1 Fund. Braxton's Buddies is going great this season, but this November, I need your help. We can't provide the programs for patients without help from donors. Can you help? Please visit tb1fund.org or text TB1Fund to 56651. to make a donation today. Carousel Motor Group has offered to match all donations up to $25,000. Any size donation helps. Thanks.
Carousel Motor Group, with 8 dealerships in the metro area, is dedicated to giving back to our communities. They're also a great place to work, recently winning Star Tribune's Top Workplace in 2021 and 2022, and Top Workplace USA in 2022.
Football season means tailgating, touchdowns, and cheering for your favorite team. In Minnesota, there are nearly 100 local credit unions with over 300 branches for you to team up with to take your money further. Credit unions stand for community and trust. They keep any profits local and provide members better savings rates. Your teammates own a credit union, and that means you're all working for the same goals. More transparency, more trust will give you more personal financial wins. Visit MinnesotaCreditUnions.org to find your local credit union to take your money further.
Hey, fans of the purple and gold, it's Paul Allen. And if you're sick of trying to tackle your deck maintenance, then rush over to TimberTech. TimberTech looks more like real wood than any other composite brand, and it's tough enough to handle even the harshest Minnesota weather. Want to lock up some protection too? TimberTech offers warranties that give you up to 50 years of coverage. So if you're ready to build the perfect place to kick back at kickoff this season, visit TimberTech.com to get free samples. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey, honey, we're going to the store. Want to drive?
You're letting me drive your Chevy Equinox?
Sure. Why wouldn't I?
Well, aren't you a little overprotective?
No.
Mom, you hired a pro wrestler to babysit me when I was little.
Ex-pro wrestler.
And you made me wear a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, and eye goggles when I learned how to ride a bike.
Yeah, I did.
Do I need to remind you what happened when I went to the homecoming dance with my friends?
That's probably best left unsaid. Besides, it was my turn to chaperone.
And you're going to let me drive?
Come on, let's go.
The 2022 Chevy Equinox comes standard with 6 active safety features like automatic emergency braking and forward collision alert, because everyone could use more peace of mind. Chevy Equinox with standard Chevy Safety Assist. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Chevy Safety Assist includes automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, forward collision alert, and telebeam and following distance indicator. Safety or driver assistance features are no substitute for the driver's responsibility to operate the vehicle in a safe manner. Read the vehicle owner's manual for important feature limitations and information.
So I switched to Boost Mobile and got this free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone.
Why do you think they call it the Galaxy?
Maybe because the Samsung Galaxy A23 has a huge screen, and galaxies are huge gravitationally bound systems of stars rotating around a supermassive black hole.
And the phone is free?
When you switch to Boost Mobile.
Cool. You lost me at gravitationally bound.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. Limited time offer while supplies last. New customers only. Excludes tax. 1 device offer per line. Only available on certain networks. 5G not available everywhere. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Hey, it's Mus. It's so exciting to move. Unless, of course, you got to move yourself. That's why I love 2 Men in a Truck. Whether you're going cross country or just down the street, 2 Men in a Truck can take the stress out of moving. They also offer fast and efficient junk removal. So wherever life takes you, for home or business, 2 Men in a Truck can get you there with fewer headaches. I've known them, I've used them, and they are amazing. Always courteous and professional. So stop stressing. Do yourself a favor and contact 2 Men in a Truck for your next move or junk removal. 2 Men in a Truck, the movers who care. TB1 Fund and M Health Fairview Masonic Children's Hospital are united with founder Braxton's mission to brighten the days of patients and their families. Let's cheer for Braxton's buddy of the week, Liam. Liam was diagnosed with juvenile idiopathic arthritis when he was 2 years old. He had so many joints involved that he was unable to walk or use his hands. Thanks to M Health Fairview Masonic Children's Hospital, Liam is able to play hockey, lacrosse, flag football, and all the stuff that active 8-year-olds like to do. Learn more about Liam and how you can make a difference at tb1fund.org. That's tb1fund.org.
Meat Sauce here, thanking you for following and watching The Fan on our YouTube channel. The Fan.
Folks kick, short, Wanwu from the 4 near side. Angles to the right, to the 5, to the left, to the 10, 15, 20, 25. Kane, toe tapping the sidelines. Here he goes! Kane Wanwu, 30, 20, touchdown! That's Kane Wanwu's 3rd kick return touchdown of his career. That one went for 96, and it's 23-22 New England.
Yeah, what a spark that was in that moment, down 23-16 and getting Wanwu out of the gate for 97. Beautiful moment, especially as well as Patriot special teams have been holding us back on those kick returns earlier in the game. It's Fan Line, Vikings Fan Line, 33-26 for your 9-2 Vikings via Fan Line. Ron Johnson's here. I'm Nordo from 9 to noon. Happy Thanksgiving / happy early Black Friday to all of you. Hopefully you not only had a great Thursday, but a great holiday weekend on tap for all of you. And the Vikings winning hopefully helps that as well. Let's jump to the talkbacks via the free iHeart Radio app and check in. What did Alex have to say, Max?
Hey, guys, I noticed that Dalvin Cook had 22 carries for 42 yards.
That's not great.
Do you think that KOC should work in Madison a little more or try to change Cook's style of running? Because it seems like he's really shuffling around instead of hitting the hole hard. I just not sure if our offensive line is quite as good enough to just wait around in the backfield like that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Alex. I will say this. The vision that Dalvin has, the overall athleticism, the cutting ability, everything Dalvin does, I have to be honest, is better than what Alexander Madison does. So the value of an Alexander Madison is in some ways to keep some of the miles off the tires of number 4. But to Alex's point, I don't know if you noticed this, Ron. There was a lot of, I don't want to say they were the wrong turns, but you could tell he was kind of getting a little hoppity at the line of scrimmage tonight. It was almost the anticipated hole wasn't there.
Yep.
He made a couple of decisions in the game where he was trying to turn to outrun somebody around near the boundary, just couldn't get there versus maybe adding 2 or 3 yards to the play simply by just pushing forward.
Yeah.
It was an odd moment and probably a frustrating night given the stat line, 22 for 42, as Alex said, 1.9 per.
Right.
So the stubborn commitment to the run tonight did pay off with some balance, but it was very, very ugly at times for Dalvin.
Yeah, and I said that, like Christian Darrisaw, you noticed his dominance not being there. You know, you think about a lot of the Dalvin Cook runs, how one side of the line, just completely pushes, creates a second line of scrimmage 2 yards down the field, whereas the Patriots, they were stonewalling the offensive line. So Dalvin Cook was kind of back there dancing, trying to find the hole.
It's a really good front.
And the thing about the zone read, too, and this is, I think it got called once maybe, which was defensive holding, where the guy he held the center from being able to, or guard from getting to the second level.
Yeah.
The Patriots did that a lot. Like, it just wasn't called because they are very smart and good
I think
at
that happens all the time.
It does.
Not just the Patriots.
Yeah,
but just
well, that's
in
why
general.
there's a ref standing there or whatever line. I don't even know, linesman or whatever, lines judge. I don't know which guy stands in there, but that's the reason he's there. He's there to just watch that. That's it. He has that group of guys, and he's making sure that the offensive line doesn't hold and the defensive line doesn't hold, and it's clean blocks. Because if you can pull a guard, now your linebacker's going free. He's running through free, and you can't get to that second level. So Belichick's good at that. He's good at teaching those guys to do that kind of stuff, and it worked. When you go back and watch the film, it'll be hard to even see it from your eye, knowing what you're looking for. So to ask a ref to do it full speed, no. But yeah, I don't know what kind of runs. I was surprised I didn't see more like tosses, letting Dalvin get out in space, trying to hook the D in, or have a pulling guard, and like you didn't see a lot of pulling and all that. Like again, I know the scheme of the run is set, but sometimes you got to go back to some of the old school stuff. Have a crack, the receiver come and crack the defense in, tight end pulls outside, and then he goes and gets the DB or the safety. I don't know. There is not much to it, but last week Dalvin Cook was averaging over 6 yards a carry. This week, less than 2.
Well, and it's weird too because again, common theme about this run game is just it's not even been a small compliment to the overall offense, and it's in weird spots. And just looking at some tendencies over the course of the season, third and shorts. We are an 80% passing team on third downs of 3 or shorter in the first half. So when we keep talking about, hey, I wish we would have gotten the run game going earlier, we just don't run the ball. But he's averaging 5 a carry overall in the season.
Right.
So you see games like this, and you're like, what the hell's up with Dalvin? But he's averaging 5 a clip. He's going to be well over 1,000 yards by the end of the season. We finally have seen him get from 53 against the Dolphins, 81 in the Bills game. Like, the explosive runs are starting to happen. I just think that some patience is required. One more talk back here. Let's go to Michael. What did Michael have to say, Max? A dramatic pause.
All right, guys, we got a W. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We know the glaring process in our defense is how do we protect the middle? Where is our middle defense? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Can you help me understand it? If we figure that out, we'll be tough. If we don't, we're lucky to go anywhere in the first round of the playoffs. Tell me your thoughts.
I mean, it's been a common theme, right, Ron?
Yeah,
I mean,
one of the ones too is you brought this up earlier was red zone. The red zone defense right now coming into this game had given up 28.8% in the red zone for touchdowns or first downs, which is the worst in the NFL. The worst. Now, Arizona's close, 28.7, so they're literally right with them. But the worst. Now this is the crazy part about it, though. They've only given up 20 touchdowns. It's been just, a lot of first downs, and there's been a lot of field goals in there, but they've only given up 20. So it's kind of, again, and I hate to use the term bend but don't break, but that's what it looks like. Like they're giving up a lot of yards, but then when they get down there, they're giving up a lot of first downs, but then they're not giving up as many touchdowns. Like the worst team's giving up 30 touchdowns in the red zone. Vikings are only giving up 20. So, I mean, I don't know. And the worst team is Arizona. Then you got the Detroit Lions. Then you got the Chicago Bears. And then you got the Atlanta Falcons. You got the Cleveland Browns. Kansas City Chiefs defense is not great either in the red zone. They're giving up 23 touchdowns. So the Vikings defense, touchdown-wise, they're holding. They're getting down there, but they're holding. They're holding them. So I don't know. Like, it's tough. Yes, they're giving up a ton of yards down the middle. But I don't know if we could throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, I think there's some fundamental things maybe that can be fixed. Maybe one of them is old Wade Phillips sitting on the sideline over there. Like, I don't know. Like, you just can't throw it all away because there's some good things about this defense. So,
well, but there are issues. I mean, for instance, I think the Vikings defense is one of the worst in the NFL at forcing 3 and outs.
Yeah.
So when you talk about time of possession battles and, in those 2 losses to the Cowboys and Philly, we couldn't get off the field. Dominant, lopsided times of possession, similar to what we did with 36 minutes of offensive time tonight against New England. But 20 of 28 trips to the red zone are resulting in TDs. So you're right. I mean, we're keeping and actually to your point, we're not letting them in the red zone as often as other teams are.
Correct.
But once they get in there, you basically just need to put 6 on the board.
Yeah, because they've only faced 111 plays in the red zone before this game.
So really just to sum up this, and then we're going to take a break, I don't have an answer for it, Ron. Like, It's still the most perplexing thing because, again, thriving in moments, but, we're not blitzing enough. You can say that. Duke Shelley getting exposed. The health issues in the depth at cornerback have been an issue. Andrew Booth, clearly not ready to be an NFL cornerback for extended periods of time. And you can you're looking at health and you're like, well, why was Jordan Hicks stuck trying to cover Tony Pollard down the field the other night? How the hell did that happen? Or again, just gaping holes in the middle. Earlier tonight, you saw linebackers filling the wrong gaps on a Ramondre Stevenson run. How the hell does that happen?
Right.
And so every week there's like this new little bit. But then in the end, the complimentary aspect of it is the big turnover, the big sack, and an offense that tonight put 33 on Belichick.
The big kick return.
And the kick return.
They're 9-2.
Complimentary football.
They're 9-2, and you would think that they're 2-9, the way the fans feel.
Well, but we're getting to the stage of the season where it's becoming we want to project to January. Again, it's not about the division anymore. And we do want to win with style. I think a lot of people want this team to win with style points. And the frustrating thing, I think, the fatalistic nature of a Vikings fan is you're not winning with style points.
Right.
And you're worried that the 2 losses are more emblematic of what you're going to be seeing in January.
Correct.
Because we're not going to play the Patriots. We're not going to play Washington. We're not going to play, you get where I'm going at, the Lions or Bears. Kyler Murray, that team's awful. And they probably should fire the coach, given just what kind of disaster that whole thing is in Arizona. We're not playing them. We will play the Cowboys. Pay attention to what the Niners are starting to do now that Christian McCaffrey's working in the mix and they're getting healthier defensively.
Right.
So it's like you want to project to what that's going to look like. And
because it's week, 12? And the Bears cannot win the NFC North.
No, they're out.
Officially cannot win. Like, week 12. That's crazy.
I think if the Packers lose this weekend, we might. Is it possible for us to clinch the North or something like that?
No, the Lions still have a chance.
Within the next couple of weeks, you can hang the banner
Oh, yeah.
And start officially.
They win one more and the other 3 lose one more. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a magic number. It's like watching the Twins fail to make the playoffs. My God. One final segment around the corner. It's Vikings Fan Line, 800-320-5326. 800-320-5326. Ron Johnson's here. I'm Norda. We'll put a wrap on a 9-2 Vikings team into the holiday weekend and maybe peek ahead at what the Jets might be presenting with a quarterback not named Zach Wilson. That'll be interesting a week from Sunday at US Bank Stadium, the finale of a 3-game homestand. You're listening to Vikings Fan Line, and it's the Fan.
Hey, honey, we're going to the store. Want to drive?
You're letting me drive your Chevy Equinox?
Sure. Why wouldn't I?
Well, aren't you a little overprotective?
No.
Mom, you hired a pro wrestler to babysit me when I was little.
Ex-pro wrestler.
And you made me wear a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, and eye goggles when I learned how to ride a bike.
Yeah, I did.
Do I need to remind you what happened when I went to the homecoming dance with my friends?
That's probably best left unsaid. Besides, it was my turn to chaperone.
And you're going to let me drive?
Come on, let's go.
The 2022 Chevy Equinox comes standard with 6 active safety features like automatic emergency braking and forward collision alert, because everyone could use more peace of mind. Chevy Equinox with standard Chevy Safety Assist. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Chevy Safety Assist includes automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, forward collision alert, and telebeam and following distance indicator. Safety or driver assistance features are no substitute for the driver's responsibility to operate the vehicle in a safe manner. Read the vehicle owner's manual for important feature limitations and information.
Hey, football fans, it's time to treat your family with a mouth-watering Carboni's Pizza, wings, or a hot hoagie for the game. Carboni's Pizza was voted Best Pizza Twin Cities and has been serving pizza the whole family loves since 1954. Carboni's only uses the freshest ingredients and secret recipes to ensure your family is happy every time. The legacy of 2 hopeful young Italians is still present in every visit, every exchange, and in every bite. Over 30 locations to choose from. Find yours at carbonis.com.
It's Chris Hockey with Ian Youngstedt of Youngstedts. There are awesome Black Friday deals still going on, aren't there?
Right now you can save up to $275 in manufacturer rebates and instant savings on select sets of 4 tires.
And right now, until the end of November, get a $100 Youngstedts promotional gift card with the purchase of any set of 4 tires. That's a savings of up to $375.
And through the end of the month, you can buy 1 month of unlimited car wash membership and get 1 month free at any of our 3 car washes in Chanhassen, Excelsior, and Maple Grove.
Check it all out at youngstedts.com. What's the saying?
Our family taking care of your family since 1971.
Football season means tailgating, touchdowns, and cheering for your favorite team. In Minnesota, there are nearly 100 local credit unions with over 300 branches for you to team up with to take your money further. Credit unions stand for community and trust. They keep any profits local and provide members better savings rates. Your teammates own a credit union, and that means you're all working for the same goals. More transparency, more trust will give you more personal financial wins. Visit MinnesotaCreditUnions.org to find your local credit union to take your money further.
At Evans, we know that defense and big stops wins you championships. But when it comes to logistics, moving forward is key. Ben Lieber here for my guys at Evans. If logistics were football, Evans would be an explosive offense, dropping dimes and hitting the gritty. Make Evans your favorite logistics team today. Evans will be your signal caller you can jump on their backs and ride to victory. Get ahead of the competition right now and have a great experience while you're at it. Visit evanstrans.com. Again, evanstrans.com.
Maybe it's hair in the sink, or hair on your pillow in the morning, or hair in the shower. All signs your hairline is headed in the wrong direction. When that happened to me, I went to Hair Restoration Institute. I battled back, restored my hairline, and made an investment in my future. Find out why Hair Restoration Institute was named Minnesota's best hair restoration clinic by the Star Tribune. Go to myhairlossclinic.com or call 612-588-HAIR. You can't spell hair without HRI. Go to myhairlossclinic.com or call 612-588-HAIR.
I started my power line company with just a few contracts. Rachel from Choice Bank helped me grow my business with equipment financing through the SBA. Now I have more time for line dancing. Rachel helps me reach my goals, from my business to my boot scooting boogie. I'm Lou. I'm a lineman by trade, but a line dancer by choice.
Choice Bank. We're committed to your business, your success, and to you. It's what we mean by people first banking. Go to bankwithchoice.com.
The Golden Gopher football team tackles Wisconsin in Madison Saturday on the radio home of Gopher football. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Touchdown, untouched!
Here they come. 1st and 10 from the Patriots 15. We're all tied at 26. Cousins under center. Play action to Dalvin. Kirk, straight drop. Looks to the end zone for Thielen. Yes! Touchdown! A 15-yard touchdown bullet from Cousins to Thielen. And it's 32-26 Vikings.
That is your local Chevy dealer's drive of the game. Thank you to all our local Chevy dealers. That was the culmination of a 6-play, 71-yard drive starting early on in the fourth quarter, where you had the awesome catch by Justin Jefferson, the 36-yarder. You get the timeout because we can't get our bleep together because it's either delay of games here, there, and everywhere. We don't have that next play. But after we took that timeout, Ron, Kirk Cousins with an absolute missile to Thielen, perfectly placed back corner of the end zone. And that put the game out of reach. 33-26 is your final.
Yeah.
And now the Vikings are 9-2. Vikings fan line, Ron Johnson's here. I'm Nordo. Final segment before we let everyone get a great rest and get ready for a Black Friday and continued holiday weekend. Or maybe you're a soccer fan and you're looking forward to U.S. v. England tomorrow, 1 p.m. Just me? Okay. Jack from St. Paul. You're the final call Vikings fan line. What's going on, Jack?
Ole, 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 ole.
Hey, gents.
Hey.
Just curious for next week's game against the Jets, who's more important, Christian Darrisaw versus that great Jets front? Although Blake Brando, I thought, filled in pretty well tonight when he had a full week to game plan, versus a Caleb Evans and possibly Mike White just going crazy. I mean, if we're comparing Duke Shelley, how he filled in versus how Brando filled in, there's no question. And also, Nordo, where are you watching the USA game tomorrow?
That's a great question.
What's your final score?
My final score is going to be 2-1 England, and I will be watching it at Utapils Brewery in Minneapolis.
England over the U.S.?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving. Take care, Jack.
Is England a better team?
Yeah, England, I mean, they're stacked talent-wise. Now, they will find just some new and unique, disastrous way of ruining their tournament hopes, because that's what they do. But they're pretty good. No, I'm Well, this isn't World Cup conversation.
True.
And he asked, I thought it's a great way to end fan line. Darrisaw or a Caleb Evans?
Yeah, that's the toughest question of the night, I think.
I'm actually saying Darrisaw.
I am too. I think that nothing against Mike White. I think Duke Shelley, I think he's another product of needs more time, just needs more reps. So I think if he's out there against a team like the Jets, who you got Elijah Moore, who thinks he's the greatest and needs every ball. You got receivers not communicating to the quarterback. You already got a team that's who are we? We don't get along. You got the starting quarterback apologizing to the whole team. But when you think about the Jets defense with Quinnen Williams, you think about that front, you think about Sauce Gardner. I'm excited to see my boy Sauce come here, Detroit Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King High
went
School.
to your high school?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
My guy. That's my guy. Detroit Martin Luther King High School, stand up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Sauce Gardner, getting a chance to go against Justin Jefferson. And so in order for that to go off well, you need Christian Darrisaw.
Yeah.
You do need that blocker, because that Jets front, Robert Saleh, I mean, we know what his defense is about. It's about brutality. It's about hard will play. And they're going to get after you. They're going to try to find ways to get after the quarterback. So you need Darrisaw.
Again, thank you so much, Ron, for all you do for Vikings Fan Line. Thanks for hanging out today, my man.
No, thank you. I'm looking forward to this turkey sandwich that I'm about to go have.
Hell yeah. At 3Ron Johnson via social media.
That's Vikings. 3Ron Johnson on Twitter, Instagram. Got some good videos on Instagram, too, by the way. Adam Thielen and his wife tonight at the game. She re-Instagrammed it. I don't know what how you call that when they repost your Instagram.
Sure.
But she did it.
Shared it. Absolutely.
But it's 3Ron Johnson on Instagram, too.
Snapchat, TikTok.
Check me out.
Absolutely everywhere. Vikings win 33-26. Again, week from Sunday, it's a nooner. Jets in town at U.S. Bank Stadium. On the flagship right here, Vikings Football Sunday begins at 10 a.m. The Vikings Radio Network kicks in at 11, and the Boom shortly after noon. Looking forward to a, hopefully, 10-2 team a week from Sunday. Power Trips live, 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow, 21st anniversary. Congratulations to them. And a live Friday football feast at B-Dubs and Blaine. Happy Thanksgiving. Take care, everybody.
Hi, it's Brax with TV1 Fund. Braxton's Buddies is going great this season, but this November, I need your help. We can't provide the programs for patients without help from donors.